Check one. Check two. Kick it. Oh, yeah. We're rolling.
I'm at Jamba Juice. I'm at the therapist. I'm at the combination Jamba Juice and therapist. Don't shoot your shot. Hey, are you goth?
Good morning.
Yeah, Todd.
Something familiar from every day starts to seem alien when you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. The difference between me and a dog is I'm taller. Think about it. Just think about it. Look, Mom, I'm trying! I fixed all my problems. Why do I feel so weird? It's right under my nose, punching me in the face.
Why do I feel so weird? I can dig it.
My guts are full of barking dogs. My heart is full of barking dogs. My soul is full
I like him. Cheek face. Why am I so fucking weird?
Why do I
Feel so weird. Good morning, everybody. It's Conte reporting. Welcome to the program. Thank you, Cheek Face. Cheek Face. I love the guy's guitar. It's playing an SG, sexy bass player. This is my analysis, my musical analysis. Sexy bass player with a Fender, big old Fender bass. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the program. Hey, man, we're live here on YouTube. Today is June 22nd in the year 2023, and we have censorship, but the good kind, right? You decide. Is the censorship that's rolling in from the House of Representatives censoring the great, late Adam Schiff, the cat who rode the Trump-Russia collusion hoax into the ground, told everybody that Trump was siding with Russia. We have the evidence. He's a bad person, spent millions and millions of dollars. The Mueller investigation, revealed nothing other than the deep political divide in our country, where it seems, in my view, Democrats have lost their moral compass. They are the old school Republicans, where the Republicans are guilty of this as well, but they're just, all it is about winning. They don't care about the legality of it or the morality of what they're doing. All they care about is destroying the other guy. And it's actually a dangerous precedence. We're living in a time now where people are, if you're in the group, it's okay. And if you should step outside of that group think, then they don't have any problem with seeing you, rot in jail for the rest of your life, for example, with Trump, or getting stomped in front of your own house for protecting it with a gun, it's like a lawless kind of mentality. Like you're not on our side, man. You don't agree with us, so you should go to fucking jail because you're bad and you're gonna hurt everybody else, man. And it makes me very nervous. So I think that's what in part I think that's what the Adam Schiff censorship is. So the House of it's big news. The House of Representatives voted to censor Adam Schiff. Initially, they wanted to fine him $17 million. That got thrown out. But Adam Schiff is now a disgrace. That's pretty bad. When the House of Representatives, there's only one thing worse. The House of Representatives can kick you out with a vote. And the next one is censorship, where they shut you up and disgrace you. So Adam Schiff, we've long known that he's a creep and a criminal. I sound like the other side. He's definitely creepy and definitely a liar. And so they finally censored him for the prolonged Russia hoax that threw the country into a whirlwind. Still half the country, half the jackoffs in this country believe that Russia was responsible for hacking the election, and Trump was leading the way side by side with Putin, and that Trump was giving his secrets away to Putin. And even after that was proven to be ridiculous, now they're saying Trump stole boxes of classified information that he was going to feed to our enemies. This is all the same. This is a product of the same effort, in my view. So we'll look at that story. Bad news on the very bad news on the submarine that went down, the tourist submarine that went down into the Atlantic Ocean, almost 13,000 feet to get a glimpse of the Titanic. Right? They weren't satisfied with seeing a video of it like everybody else. Remote ships get down there all the time. Sometimes they lose them, sometimes they come back. But these guys, 5 people, decided to go down and check out the bottom of the ocean and see the Titanic for themselves. And that was more than 96 hours ago, which means, unfortunately, their oxygen has run out. Now, there is one possibility that the submarine is floating and it's just a drift, right? It popped up, right? And it's drifting on the top, right? And who knows how long you could survive, drifting on the ocean, but you're still alive. You're not dead from, I'm sure they have food in there. I'm sure they have a week or two of food. So they're not going to starve to death. But if they're floating and they kick the cap off and they're just waiting for rescue, then there is hope. But it doesn't look like that. The experts are saying that, the Canadian Coast Guard probably would have found it adrift already. They would have seen a ping or heard something or saw something on the top of the ocean. So sadly, if you are a billionaire and you want to go down to the bottom of the ocean and see the Titanic, you might not make it back. That is a possibility. And the guys that are shooting themselves off into space should also take note, right? And what else? And we'll briefly take a look at Planet of the Apes out there in L.A. It seems black teen youths are reverting back to super predator status, where wherever they go, gangs start beating people up. In this case, they go into a McDonald's, they disrupt, break, smash, terrorize, and then in this case, not only did they do that, but they took the cash register, ran out, broke the cash register out of the fucking, out of its safety net, and smash it on the street and split the money. So it's looting, man. So it's not racist, right? It's just, is it racist to point it out? Where else do you see that? It's what other, shall I say, what other race? I'll play the race card. Because it is race. When you look at the video, you see it's young black teens smashing and breaking and stealing. And there's, usually no consequence. But what other race do you see doing that? It'd be tough to find one. I don't see Indian kids going out ripping off fucking, McDonald's. I don't see, I don't see packs of Asian kids stealing from McDonald's. I see them, going for education at Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. What about the white kids? I know you never see packs of white kids going in there. They might swing a flag or pass a slur, but you don't see them stealing. So we got a problem there. And so anyway, so Mark Sconti reporting. Good morning, everybody. We'll also look at the markets. Markets are a little under pressure right now. It looks like there was an announcement. In England, the Bank of England elevated their interest rate by a quarter percentage point, which was unexpected. So a little bit of morning turmoil, and we're also at the top. We're also we just topped out at a amazing run, and and now we're it looks like a little bit of a pullback. It could bounce today. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So anyway, that was Cheek Face. This is my thumbnail today. There he is, Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff, the great Adam Schiff, is going down. My name is Mark Sconti. I have a website. Every morning at 9 a.m. we are live. Right now it's YouTube. And you can watch the reruns on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, and everywhere. Everywhere you'd want to be. You can support the program through Zelle, PayPal, Patreon. All the links are on the website. And join me there. Let's start here, off subject a little bit, just to hold big medical responsible. Be careful what you wish for when you take weight loss drugs. That's actually an oxymoron. When you're overweight, you shouldn't be taking anything but water. That's all you need. You need water and exercise and some sunlight and some fresh air. Right? And deal with your anxiety over eating. But people are not willing to do that. Instead, listen to this woman. Her ass fell down. Her ass literally fell off after 16 shots of butt pill. Listen.
This is what my butt looks like after my 16th injection of compound semaglutide.
Compound semaglutide. 16 injections to lose weight. Has it ever occurred to you to go on a diet? Has it ever occurred to you maybe? See, this is where fat farms are good. Fat Farm is a good place. A retreat for fat people, 30 days, a very, very low-calorie vegan diet, exercise, yoga, little talk therapy. That's what you should be doing, not injecting 16 fucking shots in your ass. So that's her ass.
Again, nothing to brag about. It's just loose skin. Results may vary.
So they're saying that this drug creates ass dropping. Look, it's just, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'm pointing it out that there's always side effects of drug. Always. Vaccine, same. Heart medication, same. Diabetes pills, same. The object is to get away from big medical in that respect. Leave big medical to broken legs. If you break your leg, you go in there and they fix it. You need a little surgery to repair something. A fucking knee goes out. They're like a repair shop, but don't trust them. Don't trust them with your longevity. It never works. Right? So congratulations. I hope she lost some weight. Now, these kids, right, here's the video. You can't make it up. Video in McDonald's in California on Juneteenth Day, the day where blacks are supposed to celebrate their liberation from Texas, down there in Texas, the Juneteenth, whatever it means, right? It's a black day, a black holiday, like Martin Luther King Day. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in the area, and these kids decide to go in for a burger, but not really.
This cell video posted on social media shows a wild robbery at the McDonald's restaurant on Crenshaw at 43rd Street in Leimert Park Monday evening. You can hear screaming and yelling as the raucous group literally rips out the cash register from its foundation and carries it away.
Why don't you call it what it is? Call it black fucking kids ripping shit off. Is that a black kid? Am I making it up? Is the kid black? Let's look at the videos. Are they black kids? Look, black kids in hoodies. Black hand. I saw a black hand. Black hands, blacks. Kicking, punching, breaking.
As the raucous group
All black.
literally rips out the cash register
All black.
from its foundation and carries it away. On Tuesday, everything looked back to normal in the McDonald's restaurant. Most customers we spoke to knew nothing about the robbery that took place less than 24 hours before.
All black
But the
kids.
LAPD told Fox 11 they had arrested one 19-year-old and were looking for other suspects who they identified.
I seen a video of that on Instagram. It's crazy because I think I left like right around that same time.
Up and down Crenshaw, not far from Monday's Juneteenth festival, businesses sang the praises of the Juneteenth festival as a celebration of culture and good for business. It's not clear how much the robbers got away with, but the scene
So
of the
there he
cash
is.
register dragged out
So there he is. There's the kid. And now he's running out the door with the cash register. Right? He knew how to get it out, too. So he probably worked at McDonald's.
to the street, where multiple people took whatever cash they could grab, was haunting.
He knew how to get the cash register out. The kid was, but watch this. Watch the feeding frenzy over the cash register. Watch this. Boom. All black kids, black
There's some wild
teens,
stuff going on.
black teen super predators.
Yesterday,
They're like look, vultures. They're like vultures.
I feel like it was
They're like flies on shit. Flies on
somebody
shit.
created, some type of animosity, or I don't know. That's unfortunate for sure. I'm also a man of God, so I try not to fear anything but God. But at the same time, you got to be smart. You got to be cautious.
You got to be smart. You got to be cautious. What about saying, yo, man, my black brothers and sisters, my young black brothers and sisters, stop killing the fucking country, man.
Again, it's not clear exactly how much money was taken. We waited all day long to hear back from McDonald's, but we never did get any kind of a formal statement from them. And the LA...
So Planet of the Apes continues there in L.A. So let's talk about Hunter Biden for 1 second. Hunter Biden, why wasn't Hunter Biden charged with a felony tax evasion after years-long probe? Everybody wanted to see Hunter Biden go down on tax evasion, but it turns out to be truthful, the amount of money that he eluded, he made 1.5 million and failed to pay about 100 grand in income tax. Now that's not so bad. Right? It's bad he didn't do it, he didn't pay, but he ultimately did pay after caught, which is what most tax cheats have to do anyway. And it didn't look like it was, he was so belligerent and so stupid that he just didn't file. He just took the money and smoked crack and gave his profits to hookers. All right, so we got the gun. As I said yesterday, I don't feel like a gun. He's a drug addict with a gun. That's a felony. How do you define some drug person? So the charges against Hunter Biden were kind of, he got what he got: 2 misdemeanors and a slight felony, no jail time. But the real question should be that media, big media, or people like me should be asking, and I am asking, is where did the money come from? If Hunter Biden made $1.5 million and he spends all his time in crack dens and soliciting hookers and painting, how did he make all that money? Because he wasn't selling any paintings. Now, where did the money come from? Right, and that leads right back to the big guy, Joe Biden, who takes 10% or half of whatever any of his family members can swindle in the quid pro quo deal. Right? So that's really the question. So you got to give Hunter Biden a slight pass here. They caught him. Most people that evade $100,000 in tax usually don't even get caught. Right? Anybody under $100,000 money wise don't even get investigated. Anybody who makes less than 50 grand, the IRS doesn't investigate you. They send you a letter, and if you answer it, they don't come after you. So Hunter Biden got what he got. Tax fraud. He was too stupid to hide the money, like most of the people around him know how to do. Millionaires and billionaires evade tax all the time. They just do it through loopholes. Hunter Biden was too stupid to do that. He just took the money and put it in his pocket. So a slight pass. Hunter gets a slight pass there so far. And quickly, I wanted to mention this. I'm looking at the markets right now. Are we open yet? Are we open? Open in 10 minutes. Looks like we're going to open down. Hopefully, we get a blast off the bottom. So I want to talk about Adam Schiff, but briefly, Titanic tourist sub missing in blah, blah, blah. Start over. Titanic tourist sub missing in the Atlantic Ocean, runs out of oxygen. I want to make a point, right? See how I just stumbled over my words? Right? When you talk all day long, when you do this all the time, someone can take all of those blunders and cut them together and make you look really stupid. And no one has done it to me because I'm nobody. But when you become somebody, they'll do it. If I should become somebody, that stumble right there will end up in a clip. So you always got to be curious. You got to be cautious of that when you listen to a guy like Joe Biden constantly tripping up, because that's all the media really focuses on, is the trip and not the legibility. So you got to be careful there. Anyway, so the Atlantic, the submarine full of tourists that went down to get a glimpse of the Titanic in the Atlantic Ocean. It's been down there for 100 years, the Titanic. They went down there to take a look at it, and it turns out they only had 96 hours worth of oxygen. That was enough to get down there, see it, and get back home, or above the water. It turns out that they have stopped. They can't find it, so the clock has expired. Right? The Titanic tourist submarine that vanished on a trip to the 112-year-old shipwreck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean is believed to have run out of oxygen, but authorities pushed forward with the search. Ocean Expeditions, which operates the Titan sub, can you imagine the fucking lawsuits they're going to face? You guys are out of business, man. That Titan sub out of business. Right? And has its CEO, Stockton Rush, aboard the missing vessel. The CEO is now dead. Yeah, come take a trip with us. Our main guy is dead from fucking... He died 30,000 feet under the water. Or 12,000 feet. So, told the Coast Guard Sunday evening that the vessel was equipped with 96 hours of oxygen, with the timer running out around 7:08 a.m. Thursday. So if you do the math, 7, 8, 9, 2 hours ago, 7, 8, 9, about 2.5 hours ago, the oxygen ran out. So they're dead, right? Unless there's a miracle, unless they all sat in meditation and extended that time for, maybe 5 hours. They could have bought an hour here and an hour there, but the likelihood is that they panicked, and the 96 hours didn't last because they're all hyperventilating inside the thing because they know they're going to fucking die. So it's likely that they're dead. The Coast Guard on Thursday morning confirmed that a remote-operated vehicle has searched the sea floor and started searching for the missing sub. So they got a remote down there looking around, nothing. They haven't found nothing. The Coast Guard said it received word from OceanGate about the missing submerged 8 hours after it lost contact. So it lost contact. That's not good. When it loses contact, something went fatally wrong. I would speculate that they probably died at that moment. They've been dead for 5 days already, 4 days. They died suddenly. But anyway, you could just put yourself in. You're like a lab rat, right? It's all the victims. Sad. It's a sad story, But again, you want to live adventurously. You want to, this is like the tightrope. The guy who walks the tightrope, and you're watching him in amazement, but you're also watching that he might fall, and you might see it. You might see the guy fall to his death. I think this adventure has a similar twang to it. These are adventure horrors. They're horrors for adventure. And they died, it looks like they died at their own hand. With a depleting air supply, people can experience restlessness, headaches, confusion, shortness of breath, blue fingertips, increased heart rate, and eventual loss of consciousness. More than 3 minutes without oxygen, you got brain damage and eventual death. They could have gotten carbon dioxide poisoning, so whatever. It looks like they're dead. I said it yesterday. You're gonna find it. They'll find it. Maybe it'll wedge right inside the fucking Titanic. It'll stick in there like a big dildo, And they'll just leave it there, leave it there, leave everything the way it is, man. This is what happens when you come down here, man. Didn't you hear that the Titanic is haunted? Why do you think it went down in the first place? It's the Bermuda Triangle. That's where the devil lives. They'll start that. That'll be a new movie. Why? The Titanic engulfs 5 more humans 100 years later. Don't go down there. Don't even go near it. As far as I'm concerned, man, fucking crazy, man. So that's good. So chaos erupted on the House floor for censored Adam Schiff. Now it's not censoring in the sense of shut the fuck up. We're going to censor your words. You could interpret it that way, but it's more like you misled the American people, and here's the evidence. Now you must shut the fuck up.
The yeas are 213 and the nays are 209. With 6 answering present, the resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table. House will be in order.
The Democrats.
I'll wait.
Those are the Democrats protesting the decision. How bad, how awful, how terrible what you did. They're like, this is right out of Animal Farm. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Right? They're supporting the pigs. They're supporting the pigs. Right? They're supposed to. So you see the chaos that broke out, but that's really not the. That's really. Let's look at the details first. They're screaming out Santos. Oh, here's Majority Taylor Greene.
Thank you, Mr.
Speaking. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's a lot of things that happen here in Congress, and many of them waste the American people's hard-earned tax dollars. But one of the most outrageous waste of hard-earned tax dollars has been the Russian collusion hoax led by Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff lied to the American people by leading the fake Russian witch hunt against President Trump. He weaponized the House Intelligence Committee to abuse all principles of due process and perpetuate the lies of Russia collusion. And he did that on the media over and over again.
He sure did. He sure did. No doubt about it. So that's Adam Schiff. There's a little clip in the Fox report where Adam Schiff tries to defend himself. Let's listen to Jesse Waters spin it.
Fox News alert: Adam Schiff, one of the chief facilitators of the Russia hoax, was
My name is
censured by the
James.
House of
I just want
Representatives.
to have my
Hold on
own
a second.
bedroom and the family that like taking out fun places that we enjoy being together.
Meet kids like James and learn how.
Hold on a second. I don't know what that was. I do know what it was. I got rid of it.
Fox News alert: Adam Schiff, one of the chief facilitators of the Russia hoax, was censured by the House of Representatives.
That the House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff, representative of the 30th Congressional District of California, and that the Committee on Ethics shall conduct an investigation into Representative Adam Schiff's falsehoods, misrepresentations, and abuse of sensitive information.
Bang!
Censuring is
Pow! So that's significant, man. That's really significant. It looks like the newly minted Republican representatives are doing their job. That was a product of the committee formed to look into the Russia collusion hoax. All right? There's a committee now looking into it. And that's only the first thing that they got out of the way. So that's really big, right? To censor the leader of that committee, a committee that was formed to go after Trump and the hoax and try to and telling the American people that this was real and true was significant. To censor him and almost try to fine him for $17 million is significant.
the second highest punishment you can get in Congress. It's only one step below being expelled.
Hold on a second.
You can get in Congress. Censuring is the second highest punishment you can get in Congress.
Censorship is the second highest punishment you can get. The number one is they kick you out.
Only one step below being expelled. But Congressman Schiff says, fine by me.
Nobody wants to be censured here, but tell us kind of what that means. You know, I know you stood behind your findings and your investigation of the Russia probe. You're censuring you for that.
But I take it as a badge of honor because this says that I'm effective.
Freshman.
This says, he says, that's how he explains it. This says I'm effective. Effective at what?
This says that I'm effective. Because this says that I'm effective. It's a badge of honor because this says that I'm effective.
This says
because this says that I'm effective.
What are you effective at? What are you effective at, Adam Schiff? Misleading the American public to interfere in elections and steer the voting populace to your party at any cost? Lie, cheat, make shit up, use the federal government to go after your political enemies? Is that what you're effective at doing? I'm very effective. That's what Adam Schiff is telling you. I'm effective. So for me, it's a badge of honor. And now I'm going to run for senator in California and replace fucking Feinstein, the fossil. All right, Miss Feinstein over there is leaving, and Adam Schiff is running for her seat. And you know that's a rig. It's a Democratic stronghold. Adam Schiff could become senator. Don't kid yourself. There's a lot of kooks that like what he did, and the system is deeply, deeply, fucking out of balance in that area of Dianne Feinstein.
Freshman Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna led the charge to censure Schiff. Here she just was.
The one thing the military taught me was total and complete ownership, and that means for your mistakes as well. And what he did in exploiting his position as the chairman of House Intelligence and actually violating the civil rights of Carter Page and basically enabling a lie that tore apart our country. I don't think any reporter will disagree that.
A lie that tore apart our country, says the good representative. A lie that tore apart our country. Is it true? Well, we're still here, but it had a devastating rip. You want to blame Trump for that? You want to blame Trump because Trump is who he is and they attacked him and tried to vilify him and make him a Russian spy? That's pretty fucking heavy, right? It does rip apart the country. It challenges the fabric, the moral fabric of what it means to be human. To not just step on people because you can and you're in power. That's not the point. The point is to elevate the discussion to higher ground. And Adam Schiff dragged it into the gutter, and he's proud of it. He's like, I'm effective. I'm effective.
What happened was wrong and should have never been conducted by a member of Congress.
Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna joins us now. So, Congresswoman, what kind of impact do you think this censure is going to have?
Well, he's going to go down in history for exactly who he is, which is someone that tore apart our country.
Who cares about history? What are you going to do about it now? Get rid of him now. History. Fuck history. There is no history. There's the moment. What are you going to do about it? You censored him. Now what happens? Is he allowed to continue to, come out and disrupt everybody like that? Make up another fake story?
Lied to the American people, exploited and abused his position of power, and ultimately was responsible for one of the biggest fraudulent investigations into any president in the history of the United States. But
True.
You know what's interesting, Jesse, is I saw Adam several times today in the halls of Congress, and every time, he looked at the floor, it's going to stick with him. I think regardless of what he's saying, I think it's weighing heavily on him. He's one of only a few to ever be censured in U.S. history.
Yeah, he's going to be concerned with his legacy, and now he's running for Senate in California. Do you think he's going to say, hey, they're after me? That means I'm an effective guy.
I mean, I think that he can try to message that, but I think most people, as you're seeing, California lost 1% of their population just from the time of COVID to now.
I think Jesse Waters is accurate in saying, is it going to? He's saying that he's effective and his base is going to like that. And he's not wrong in saying that because, again, the moral compass of the Democratic Party is off. It's just you got lawless blacks ripping off McDonald's, for example. and people, flooding out of California because they're tired of it. They don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. Trump is the fucking orange monster, man. It doesn't matter. You got to get that guy out of there, man, because then we'll go back to slavery, and they want to take our fucking abortion right and our Medicaid and our everything else, our food stamps.
To places like Florida and Texas. But I think most people are realizing that, one, there is government corruption. We need to have accountability. And also, two,
Zukuda says that was his job, and he was effective at misleading people. Bravo. That's what he was. That's what they all do. Schiff was just a little more effective at it. Right? Imagine that. Imagine that. Caught in a lie, censored. Caught in a blatant fucking lie. Censored. Now, why don't you go after Nancy Pelosi next about the impeachment of the sitting president Donald Trump over a phone conversation that was just totally ridiculous with Zelensky that he was impeached over.
there's many other candidates in that Senate race that are actually running that have been very quiet, one of which is actually in and on a committee with me, Katie Porter. So it's going to be interesting to see how this turns around to bite him. But, people have the ability to think for themselves, and I don't think that he's going to necessarily be out of the dark yet on this censure.
Tell us about...
JJ Wolf says, make him pay the cost of his fake investigation. Yeah, that was part of the censoring. They wanted to fine him $17 million, I read in the New York Post. And they took that off the table just to be happy to have censored him for the lie and got the vote. It looks like they wouldn't have gotten the vote if Schiff would have had $17 million, a $17 million bill piled on his head. But yeah, that's another example. That's politicians backing other politicians. Don't worry about the $17 million. We didn't pay it. We still got paid. Fuck it. That's the blank check. The guys who write the blank check. They keep printing money.
About this investigation the ethics committee's doing. He goes in
the taxpayers
to these sensitive intelligence hearings, and he comes out and he says the complete opposite to the American people.
He did.
What exactly are they going to look into that for?
Well, that's going to be up to the members on ethics. And if you saw today, those members typically will traditionally vote present because they don't want to weigh in on an investigation that hasn't been started yet. But if I were these members, where I'd start looking at is, one, who is he talking to and what way did he actually breach and potentially long-term damage our national security, which is something that he definitely did do. But also, too, remember, he was fundraising off of his
breach and threaten our national security. He almost started a world fucking war with a superpower, Russia, blaming their president for stealing an election, for colluding with an American president. It was all fiction, right from the top of the Kremlin. You remember when the Democrats were saying that? I mean, there's video clips of, all of them saying it. Trump is in bed with the Kremlin. That threatens national security because it makes the Americans look weak. The Americans are look, they got a president that's a spy. The American president is a spy. Those are your representatives led by Adam Schiff, who started that. So these Republican, young, newly minted Republicans are doing a good job so far.
Official position, privy to information that most members of Congress don't have. And so I think that they're going to take all of that into account. And I'm going to definitely stay in touch with him to ensure that he's not just getting a slap on the wrist. I think that if we voted to send one of our own to ethics for an investigation, he's no better. And after reading the Durham report, Jesse, I didn't even get past page 8 before I realized this guy really needs to be held accountable. And that's what started this whole process to begin with.
Anna Paulina Luna, you actually got more accountability.
These are real criminals. Adam Schiff there should be crimes written for these guys. You get elected Congress and you get caught lying to the American people, blatant fucking lying to the American people, misleading the American people, and almost starting a fucking war with a superpower over your politics. There should be more consequence than just getting kicked out.
Than John Durham. So congratulations and thank you for holding someone's feet to the fire in Congress. We need more people like you.
Thank you. Well, it's a good job, man. So let's go to the markets. The markets are open and and let's see. I think we're paring some of the pre-market loss. The Nasdaq opened is down right now 18. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 80 down. 87. S&P 500 down 9. It looks like we may par those. It looks like the Nasdaq wants to head green from the bottom. Hopefully, there's a little bump from the bottom. We'll see. We'll see if it holds. And it opened all the way down here, and it looks like we're coming back up to yesterday's close. That's a decent green line, but the pattern is still down. You see how it's fucking working its way down. We'll see. We'll see if it pops. If it pops, there's a chance that the rally will continue. Let me, out of respect, let's look at the big board. Oh, I wanted to mention about Bitcoin. I did see it, and Bitcoin is going up. Bitcoin against the dollar going up, 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 up. There it goes. There's the 15-minute chart going up, 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 up. A couple of days ago, not even a few days ago, it was 26,000. Now we're at 30,000. Why? Who the fuck knows? Who cares, really? But look at that. That's a 4-hour chart. You see that bump off the bottom? Now, historically, daily, it's not that big of a bump. You could see the high was all the way at 68,000. We're at 30. Is that the beginning of is that the big move in Bitcoin going up? It could be. It's up another 4% this morning, which is significant. Right? Yesterday that's a big move. Look at that gap up from 28.3 to 29.9. That's like 1,500 point jump. So Bitcoin going up. If you're interested in Bitcoin, the way to make on that, you don't necessarily, if you're in the stock market, you don't have to buy Bitcoin. There's really no way to do that. The way you do it is you can buy this ETF, BITO, which follows Bitcoin. BITO, you see how it goes up alongside from $14 when the bump came and went to 17. So that's a 3-point bump. That's a big move. 3-point bump on Bitcoin. Is it going much, much higher? Well, it looks like it's building. It's coming off the bottom, man. It's coming off the bottom. It's going to break out. It looks so. We'll take it. We'll take it if it comes, man. So thank you all for joining me. Marcus Conte reporting. Let's see, what else we got here? There was another video by this. I like this band, this Cheek, fucking tongue-in-cheek. What are they called? Cheek Face? Who are they? Oh, these guys. Cheek Face. It's just Cheek Face. I'll let Cheek Face take us out. So thank you all for joining me. Happy Thursday to you. Rain coming. Hope it doesn't rain. I hope it does rain. The plants need the...
I'm always working, but I don't have any money. You're always selling drugs, but none of them are funny. I am holding pamphlets and disturbing the peace. You are painting signs that say defriend the police. I am dropping out of school to go to the park. If you're the light of my life, why is it always so dark? I don't know anything, you don't know anything, we don't know anything. Together, life has you problems. Big problem ain't life has you wages. Minimum wage, the popcorn ceiling. I'm always hungry, but I don't have any cake. You are always on the plane, and the plane is full of snakes. You are super fun. You're a really nice guy, and I'm a psychological super fun site. I am yelling someone's in here from the bathroom stall of life. You are logging onto Tinder, getting 0 super likes. I don't like anything. You don't like anything. We